3, 2, 1.
You ready?
Listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We are the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter. I'm here with Scott. Scott, how you doing, sir?
I'm always good when I'm talking with my bros and the fans, of course. Love the fans.
Yeah, and I'm here with Colin. Colin, how are you, friend?
I'm great. I feel the same way. How you doing, Hunter?
Just ready for a little Geostorm.
It's getting a little blustery.
Yeah. So what is a geostorm? Like, what?
Yeah, that's a good
What is
question.
that's
a great question.
What is the meaning of this title? Because I felt like it was supposed to be like understood.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you don't know what a geostorm is?
What?
It's a geostorm.
Yeah.
Like it is like it's a Kleenex. Like a Kleenex is a Kleenex. Like it is what it is. Am I right or am I right?
You're not wrong. I won't say you're wrong.
Okay.
That's the perfect description. So just very quickly, let's run through this. So basically, I believe this movie says it takes place in 2019. Because I just thought that's kind of random, but whatever, I guess.
2 years from now.
So, which just felt very unnecessary. I'm like, okay, you're starting off.
Well,
okay,
everybody does
Is
have.
that technically the future?
Yeah, everybody has those hologram. Like iPhones don't exist anymore. They're just like little hologram pens that like divide and stay together somehow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I love the classic, like the Terminator 2 Judgment Day voiceover, except done by a little girl. To
start the movie, right?
Dude, I was so confused. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm like, is this a reboot of Heroes? Like, I was like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
but so in this imaginary bizarre world, all the nations across the world agree that, hey, we need to find a way to control the weather because of global warming, which is of course, fake news. But anyway, so basically,
We're just not trying to get in trouble with Merca.
yeah, exactly. So basically, the nations all around the world send their best scientists, which is headed up by Gerard Butler. Because why wouldn't it be? like Kevin James being the fucking president. Gerard Butler is Jake Lawson, who has them build.
He's basically like Bob the Builder. They're like, this is a job for Bob the Builder. We need to get Bob the Builder, but we have to make it Gerard Butler, and he.
He's
like, can we fix it? And everyone's like, fuck yeah, you can.
They're like, we heard you were the best builder.
God. So basically the world, so they build this space station. They build a space station which has this machine that is able to control the weather.
The Dutch boy, right? Is it called the Dutch boy?
It looks like a shield around the Earth. Like
Bunch of satellites, linked up.
Yeah, there's this bunch of satellites that are all connected to this. What is it called again? What's the
Dutch boy?
The Dutch boy.
Is it the Dutch boy?
Dutch boy.
I don't know, something like that. Flying Dutchman.
Something like a Dutch boy or something like that.
I think it was Dutch boy, yeah.
And you know why? Because there's a meaning behind it. It's like the little Dutch boy who put his thumb in the dam.
Oh.
You know what happens in that story?
He saved the town from the storm.
Sure.
I totally
really
forgot
know
about
the story.
the explanation.
Yeah, no, it does.
That just made me really sad that you pointed that back out. And so, of course, when the machine goes rogue and starts randomly killing people, it's up to Gerard Butler to go back in the
Was it just malfunctioning, or do you think there was something bigger afoot? I mean, good question,
well, that's
right?
deep.
Good question, right?
That's too deep. That's way too deep.
Are you saying that something might be in the mist, as it
Ooh.
were? Or a mist, as it were?
Looks like there might be a storm of brewing.
Ooh.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Whoa.
So, let's just get this out of the way. This movie's stupid.
Yeah, dumb.
It's so
Dumb.
It's really, to quote Colin, it's really, 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 really dumb. But
That's my favorite Colin quote.
oh, right.
I mean,
that one,
that was right after I read a very long book. That's how I was able to come up with that one. My vocabulary was so on point.
Oh, easy there, nerd.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you come up with one word repeated several times and then dumb.
That's what I've been doing wrong. But But honestly, though, guys, and maybe this is in part because I knew Boo 2 was on the horizon. This is like the third week in a row where we've reviewed something that on the surface I thought, oh god, I'll hate this. I didn't leave angry, if that makes sense.
Are you just like a big fan of like Andy Garcia playing your president? Is that like what you fell in love with? Because like I get that. Like if that's your main reason, like I totally understand. Like just Andy Garcia. Like we live in a universe where Andy Garcia can just like save us from storms with his fingerprints and his eyeballs. And, you know, Gerard Butler will punch a British guy out of a space lock, and we're good. Like,
I'm so glad he punched somebody. Like that would be such a waste to have Gerard Butler on set and not have him punch somebody.
Yeah, and it really kind of solved like one of the biggest problems was like the rat in the house. He just like punched his way to victory. It was great.
That was the climax of this movie, was Gerard Butler punching somebody.
Yeah.
So, let me just say about this movie, man. I was sitting there watching it, and I just found myself laughing so hard. Because Gerard Butler, man, it's gotta be so good to be Gerard Butler. To just continually make shit movies.
Yeah.
And to keep getting work. And, like, I know he's not A-list, but he's gotta be netting $10 million a movie, probably, I'd say.
Yeah,
So,
I bet he's doing pretty well for himself on this type of budget.
Totally. He's getting like the majority of this budget.
Yeah, $120 million. Like, and let me tell you, the CGI wasn't that time consuming, I'm sure.
I was about to say, it did not show.
Yeah.
What did they spend that money on?
Yeah, I hope for,
Gerard
I hope Gerard Butler, for his sake, he got a lot of that.
One thing I will say, man, I love the way they just treat space like it's like going from like Santa Clara to like...
Yeah, that almost like gave me like that kind of like laugh of just like how ridiculously easy they were making it to like go to space and back and like catch your buddy. You're like, hey bud, can you pick me up before you go back to Earth? And he's like, yeah, let me grab you on the side of my fucking buggy, dude. And then they're just like, woo! Like, sorry, that's a spoiler if you can read between the lines on that one. But, yeah, I mean, like, it was ridiculous how they made everything seem so dumbed down and easy. I completely agree.
Yeah, here's the thing about this movie. I liked the first 10 minutes. I enjoyed, because it's Gerard Butler telling the government to fuck off, and what can I say? I like when civilians get to do that. And his daughter and him, she's smart from what the movie portrays. Like, she's like outside fixing like one of their solar panels or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, so good. At least she's learning science.
Little fucking potty mouth is what she is.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
she is.
Very,
You need to put a bar of soap in that little girl's mouth.
very disrespectful, I thought.
Don't do it, Hunter. Don't do it. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone, Hunter.
Leave it alone.
Move along.
Leave
Move
it.
along.
Leave
Move
it.
along.
I love that you know me so well, but you...
Damn it!
This was coming out my mouth.
Yeah, you have
I'm
to be
like, oh, no,
you have
oh,
to
no.
be damage control over your own words, Scott. Well done.
Wow, that was impressive. I'm proud of you.
You can't just like put the lowest hanging fruit on the tree, just like hang down even lower.
Yeah, that was like way too easy. Like, Hunter, have some respect for yourself and go for something a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's funny though because the brother shows up, played by that Across the Universe kid, Jim Sturgis.
Across the Universe kid. Yeah, dude, this adequate description.
That's the first thing I think of. Oh yeah, he's in 21. That's
21.
right.
Dude, you could call him. You could
British?
either like one of two things is totally adequate. You could call him 21 kid or Across the Universe kid. Like that's totally either of those are fine. Like I would get
like-
him like, oh yeah, that guy. He's only been in those 2 movies.
You know, I don't appreciate the sass.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm being 100% honest. Like that's a totally adequate description.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I get it.
I thought you were...
Because, dude, I feel you. He's just like he looks famous, but he hasn't actually been in like a ton of things. Like when I was watching the whole time, I was like, who's the guy with the terrible haircut that's kind of handsome, but like how is he really a movie star? And then you're like, oh, he was in Across the Universe when he was playing like a Beatle. So I get it. Okay.
It's like let's see who can have the best American accent. It's like let's get the Scottish Gerard Butler and then this guy from Across the Universe, born in the UK, and we'll see who can do a better one.
Yeah.
All right, go. And then we'll have all these other guys who speak English as their first language, and then we'll have them do a Spanish accent or like a UK accent. That'll be crazy. That'll blow people's minds.
Dude.
Can I just say, in full spoilers for this, in case we didn't say it, I called the villain. When we did our trailer.
Yeah, we talked about. I agreed with you, by the way. We collectively called it, but you did call it. But I agreed with you initially.
But, dude, I was laughing so hard in the theater when it got to that point. I was like, "There we go." Because why wouldn't?
And there's a rocket launcher involved in that scene as well. Just
oh man. Okay, so now I'm kind of getting pumped. I want to watch that part again. That was actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So call and talk to us, man. Would you? Yeah.
Okay, so I was very excited for this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like going into it, I was just like, dude, Geostorm has a lot of potential. It could 100% be like a legit action dumb movie where I'm like rooting on, like, yeah, this is good. I feel like I was let down as that fan going into this movie. I feel like there should have been more action going on. Like the first real action scene that I felt was in like Hong Kong, where like homeboy that somehow worked for NASA or something, he was connected in Hong Kong and he's in a chase by gas veins blowing up. Like that was the first big action scene, right? Like for the most part.
Yeah.
And that was like, I don't know, like 30 minutes into the movie or something.
Yeah.
And it was all set up until that point, and then even like they showed like in Iran or something or Afghanistan, it was like a village was like all frozen. So that was our first
in the desert.
Yeah, in the desert. So I was like, so that wasn't even an action scene yet. I don't know. I was just like, I was rooting for like that dumb, like, just Gerard Butler laying into dudes, and you get that at one point, and it does come at a great time. And the way they set up that character that Gerard Butler gets in a fight with is the British dude on the International Space Station, and like they meet each other, and immediately the British dude just comes at him hard, and I'm just like, great writing, guys. Just be like, have an aggressive guy like coming straight at Gerard Butler, and of course that's the bad guy.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, so at least, like, this movie is not subtle at all. It's just, like, here's the movie. There's no twists. Like, just enjoy it. Like, at least for some of it. Probably all of it. But Gerard Butler just clocks that dude out of the space lock. Man. I mean, like, so some of it was good. Like, some of it was cool. Like, that was really fun to watch. It was a good time. I thought when all the storms came, that was a letdown. What did you guys think? I didn't think like the storms were like the whole.
They could have done the storms way.
It was called Geostorm. I thought like storms would be happening through the whole thing, and there was just like some gas veins blowing up in Hong Kong for most of it, and then I don't know, the giant tsunami hitting Dubai. Was just weird because they just kept showing this like billionaire in the top of his like skyscraper in like beautiful gown, like the Arabian gown, and it's just like, oh yeah, I hope that billionaire doesn't die. Like, what? Who cares? Who is this?
I feel like so lazily, like, didn't even attempt to try to describe what was going on there. Like,
no.
Like this is maybe how they started the tsunami. Like, all of a sudden, they have this, like, laser beam, like, shoots out of the sky.
Yeah, what the fuck
there's,
was
like,
that?
a point where there's a laser beam that's, like, burning up, like, Russia or something like that.
Oh, you didn't
like
know that part of Geostorms? When Geostorms happen, laser beams happen.
What about where's the storm part come into play here?
Totally. Like, one of the biggest storms was, like, I feel like a good storm movie should be like a storm that happens, but like me if I was The Rock could get out of it. Like I could get out of that situation. But like one of them is just like all of a sudden, like the whole beach freezes in some like I don't know what, some like tropical beach, and everybody
Like
just freezes
Florida.
to death when they're running away from like a frozen tsunami. It was very weird. I was like, what just happened? And I go, yeah, it's because of satellite malfunction. I was like, what is this movie? What are we doing?
The storms were really bad. I think the one. So, I think you could both feel my eye roll when, like, I guess, like, hail comes down and freezes these
In
people.
Tokyo, yeah.
Okay, sure, that's how it works. But this one soldier touches this guy's arm, and his wrist breaks off. He goes, "Ah!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Cool, this is the level."
I was like, when does bone just fall apart? Like, I know if it's really cold, it's gonna be like hard to break apart. Like, it just is that brittle. He just barely touched it and fell off. Yeah.
Yeah. Just boom.
Yeah.
Just
I could
cracked.
feel your eye roll. I hear you.
And Gerard Butler though, so I love the way they're trying to build the tension between brothers with very little backstory.
Yeah.
They were just like, hey, these brothers hate each other because Gerard Butler was never there for him as an older brother. Sure, we'll go with that trope.
Yeah.
And they just
Well, the main reason for the hatred in the movie is that Gerard Butler is in one position. He gets fired from that position. His younger brother is appointed to that position. Oh, I'm sorry. First, his younger brother is appointed to that position, and then his younger brother fires him.
Yeah, his younger brother gets appointed to the position directly above him and has to.
Within like the first 5 minutes.
And
of
he
the
was
movie.
just like, I had to fire you because you were kind of a dick in court.
It was the strangest little twist there. That was like, see, we're building.
I
character.
remember the funny part. I don't know if you guys noticed this or if you caught something I missed, but like that whole time they never clarified that they were brothers. So like the whole time I was like, how do these guys know each other? Like what's happening? And then like once he goes and visits them, like I realized like, oh, this is his niece. They're brothers. And I was just like, the first thing I thought, I was like, there's no way I'm going to believe that Across the Universe kid is Gerard Butler's, like, slightly younger brother. Like, these guys, who are these guys? These guys look like they've never met each other. Gerard Butler looks like he hates him, for real hates him. Like, does not like this actor. He's like, I've been in such better movies.
Oh yeah, man. Sorry, man. You cut on a lot of that.
Yeah, I think someone was like rattling around some ice or something like that.
Oh, okay. Basically, I said like Gerard Butler is the best actor that's ever lived, and
Agreed.
Jim Sturgis looks like he would never.
They don't match his.
Yeah,
brothers,
Jim
is what you're saying.
Sturgis. I was like, this guy's Gerard Butler's brother. Like they had a casting call, and they're like, dude, Jim Sturgis, that guy with the weird hair from Across the Universe, dude, Gerard Butler's brother. Let's go. Like, let's make this movie. It's odd.
So let me just say, Andy Garcia as the president in here was not great. He was definitely phoning it in. There was one actor I liked in this movie. There was one, and that was oh,
the chick,
God.
the chick in the
yeah, Zazie Beetz from Atlanta.
yeah, Adapero Udaway. Is that how you say it?
No, Zazie Beetz was was like the hacker chick.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, Dana was the character's name.
Yeah, she was good. I liked her. She was really funny.
Yeah, she was like the one thing I was able to latch on to. I was like, okay, you're being...
Her actual name is Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, it's an incredible actr's name.
That's a real thing. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Zazie Beetz.
When I hear Beats, I just think of the Beats from Doug. But anyways, but
That's so cool.
She was... Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Such a cool dude.
But she was funny in this, actually, and she brought some humor, like intentional humor, to a movie that had a lot of unintentional humor. They really do act like going back and forth to space just takes like an hour to get from.
It does, Hunter. Jeez.
No, God, now I'm just thinking about Popstar again. 10 seconds, that's a third of the way to Mars. But
It's a great joke. I mean, it's a classic joke.
classic 30 seconds to Mars.
That's why The Lonely Island is some of the best comedic movies made. Great writing. Great writing.
Love the Lonely Island. But this movie, though, it's such a silly concept that, first off, when you find out that someone's tampering with the machine, because of course, why wouldn't there be? It's one of two people, and the one person is way too obvious, and so we go to the next most obvious person. Again, we might have called it in our trailer review for it, so if you don't want to know, don't listen to it. But yeah, when it's revealed, when it's revealed who it is, you just go, give me. I just don't care. That's all I kept thinking. I was like, I should care about this. And there's really, the only thing that kind of got me outside of Dana was I thought the little girl, I thought she was at least trying, I guess. Yeah, Scott, kind of your thoughts here.
Yeah, there was they throw in kind of a wrinkle when you're talking about who the bad guy ends up being. They throw in a wrinkle like with Andy Garcia that they move on from like immediately. Like they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what about this guy? Nope, just kidding. Who's the next guy? It's like, really? You could just let it play out for like, I don't know, another 5 minutes or something. I thought that was really strange that they just threw that in there. Yeah, I feel where you guys are coming from going into it. I was definitely hoping it would be, the next Pacific Rim. We're all kind of chasing that high. We're all chasing that Pacific Rim high.
Yeah, we are.
You know what I mean, Colin.
Hell yeah, all day.
And it's like maybe this could be it. And
Always looking for that next PR.
Always looking for the next that next one. PR2 coming out soon.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I wanted it to be good, but then it was just like it started off slow and the graphics were not good at all. There was no explanation for anything, and we've already went over this. The biggest problem, I would 100% agree with you, is this, like, they didn't focus on the storms. It was just like the anticipation of the storm. There wasn't ever really any storm. I mean, it was like for a very small period, but it wasn't. There was no Geostorm. Fucking spoiler. Yeah. There's no Geostorm in this movie. Yeah. That is not revealed. So I feel like that is a huge letdown overall. Like, let's see a little bit of
Can I say something about the Geostorm too, real quick? Well, since you brought it up, so the trailer. If you can listen to the trailer review, and we talk about how I was just like, oh yeah, we're all just supposed to know what the fuck a Geostorm is. By the way, like they don't explain it. They're just like, yeah, And it's like, yeah, because we hear all that on the news all the time. Like, what the hell? You can't just name something. And then when they bring it up in the movie, and they're just like, it would be like a storm, and a storm, like, mixing with a storm. And then, like, they all become storms. And then it becomes a geostorm. And he's like, no. And I mean, I almost died in the theater. I was just like... And then
I forgot that we had called that.
And then every time they say Geostorm, I almost feel like they're gonna stare right at the camera, like look right at me when they're gonna say they're like Geostorm and try and just make me laugh in public because this is like that bad every time they said it. I was like, oh my god! It was like in the middle. That theater was actually packed, and I was just like, I can't believe you keep saying Geostorm and no one's laughing around me. I want to die.
I would really love to get like a Geostorm like word count on that movie. So I feel like they peppered it.
It would be. I was thinking like after like halfway through. Drinking game, bro. Like right after like halfway through the movie, I was like, dude, this has got to be a drinking game. This is like better. This is better than Dad's. Like when this comes out, the next time the three of us hang out, we're gonna put on Geostorm. We're gonna play the Geostorm drinking game. Let's put it on Periscope, and everybody can play along with us.
I do love the Dad's drinking game.
You get fucked up playing the Dad's drinking game.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee hard buzz.
Let's all watch a Dad's episode and put it on Periscope for everybody to connect with.
Just us
drinking game. Tuesday night, because why not?
But honestly, though, I was sitting there watching this. I just kept finding myself thinking, just why? There was no reason. So, this movie was supposed to come out originally, I believe, in 2012 or 2013, but they kept pushing it back and back, and they spent at least, I read, $25 million just on reshoots for this movie.
Is that when, like, all of, like, the end of the world movies were coming out? Like,
yeah, 2012 and all that.
2012 and The Day After Tomorrow. Yeah.
Into the Storm.
That felt like that kind of one. The Storm. So many Storm movies.
It's great.
I you know what I really would have loved out of this movie? Like a little, like, throw some sharks in those tornadoes, maybe? Like, if we got, like, I really wish this movie would take it to that level of insanity. I feel like it's kind of teetering in between of trying to be serious and then, like, it being silly to a point.
I agree with that
it's
point.
Like, let's turn it up all the way.
Dude, make it a B movie.
Exactly. Just go for it. And, like, maybe people will become a cult classic and people will continue watching them, but they took it too seriously. I was
Agreed.
like, let's get some flying sharks. Let's get some like let's get crazy with the $120 million that you spent on this movie.
I think that was one of my main gripes was like they didn't go that extra level. Like they didn't have there was no lizards nor were there giant robots. So I mean immediately it's not Pacific Rim level. Let's just squash that immediately. But like it's also not like San Andreas level even because San Andreas has The Rock like saving his family in the middle of like all kinds of earthquakes, and the earthquakes keep happening, and the earthquakes are actually like I feel like they're at least done with like decent enough special effects, and it's good enough where you're just like I'm down. I like that it just keeps happening. I don't care that like why that's true. Like let's just like do it. But Geostorm I felt was like super weak for a lot of it. And I think that just killed me. But like on top of that, like yeah, like Scott, I agree with you. Like, dude, nothing was explained about like how any of this was happening. I don't know. I just wanted to have more fun. I knew it was gonna be like a dumb movie, and like I wanted to have more fun watching it. I don't think I had that much fun. I thought it was they were just like making me like semi think about the plot, and the plot was like at times like I was like okay, that's cool enough story and all, but I thought there was gonna be geostorms like a lot. And maybe that's a terrible critique, but I don't know. I think it's fair.
Well, I feel like they even like rushed through the explanation of it at the beginning, because I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I guess they sort of tried to explain how they got to that point. It's like, well, climate change, am I right? And then they just kind of like went into this is the situation right now, which is fucking 2 years from now. Yeah. Like this is not like that's not the future. This is not the future that they've created here. Like that was too easy. I guess although you did say they were supposed to make it in 2012, so I guess that's like sort of. But the fact that it's coming out now just makes it way worse, way more unbelievable.
And I think one of the main complaints too, just before we're gonna make your point, Hunter, but I just the way that they just had Gerard Butler in space like the whole movie, I was like, I want to see Gerard Butler like going and fighting the storm.
I like that.
Like I want my Gerard Butler like in Orlando with the president, and then all of a sudden I want him in like Dubai. Like let's just get Gerard Butler inside of every storm.
Like, are you saying like maybe they want to like send him into the storm and he's gonna like wrestle it?
Yeah, I feel like there's like
punch it into submission. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe every satellite has fallen to Earth, and because it's on Earth now, that's causing the big storm. And Gerard Butler just has to get to that satellite, man, every time. And like sometimes he has to like he just has to get to that satellite in the middle of the desert, and then he has to go get in that satellite in the middle of Hong Kong. He just goes and gets satellites. I don't know. Different movie. I think it'd be better in Geostorm.
The Satellite Hunter. I like that. Let's do a reboot. Geostorm 2, The Satellite Hunter.
Okay. Gerard Butler, Dean Devlin. Hey, let's get after this.
Geostorm 2, Electra Boogaloo. God, that just sounds like it.
Writes
the thing
itself.
About this movie, man, is that Gerard Butler, he could give a fuck, man. Like even I was thinking about London Has Fallen the other day, and I actually watched a little bit of it because it's on Netflix. And even rewatching it, I thought, man, he didn't care then. He damn sure doesn't care now. Gerard Butler looks so bored the whole time. And Colin, I can't remember if you Colin or Scott, but yeah, the moment he's on the space station, this one dude singles him out and goes, "Oh, why should we listen to you, old man?" So at the end of the movie, it's like, I wonder who have helped the vice president, who's on the space
the
station.
British guy.
Oh, shocking. Yeah, what a fucking shocker when you find out who it is. Like, oh my god, really? So, and it's full of cliche dialogue. The Abby Cornish, who's plays like the female Secret Service agent, Sarah, who's pretty hot, by the way. I was like, oh, you're cute. But
easy, Hunter.
Her big, but what I do?
Keep it in your pants.
What? I didn't say I would like go down on her or anything. I mean, I would, but oops. But anyway, she plays.
That's Hunter.
Giggity giggity goo. But who else but Hunter? But she plays Sarah, and I don't know, like she I thought was pretty charming. I thought her and Across the Universe boy Max, I thought they had no chemistry.
Yeah, totally not at all. Yep, she was way too hot for him.
Yeah, he's such a like disheveled, like you're saying, Colin. Like you can't decide if he's like actually a good-looking man.
Thanks for agreeing with me, man.
No, it's one of those things about him, like especially in like 21, is like he should not be getting with this hot blonde.
I didn't buy any. I was like, I don't think you're a part of any of this, man.
I don't even think you know how to play poker.
Yeah, or blackjack.
Or blackjack, either one. Whatever that fucking movie was about.
Damn
it, 21, that makes sense. Fuck.
You know what he is? A phony, a great big phony, but old Family Guy reference. But I don't know, man. This movie was bad. I mean, I didn't leave pissed off. So I saw this Friday night. The best part about my Friday night was getting out of this movie and going over to our local dispensary mint.
Can I before you get to that, can I ask you how the crowd was on Friday night at the Reno?
So the crowd
theater.
That theater was like 80%.
Oh, nice. Do you believe people were enjoying themselves?
People were laughing, but at all the unintentionally funny
Okay,
parts.
but they seemed like they were having a good time. Can't argue with that.
Well, I mean, the whole part where Gerard Butler is talking to his brother and apologizes and says, "Oh, remember we went fishing?"
Yeah.
And Max goes, "That's a code that he gave me." I'm like, God damn. And the crowd laughed at that. They were like, "Really?
Yeah.
That's what we are here."
Well, I'm glad they laughed at that because that was pretty funny. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was bad. And then the whole,
at least your chick that you like, she just like cut that together. She's like, "Oh, I know exactly how to cut together codes that I've heard on tape one time before." Like, and then it's like the perfect, like, don't trust the government, like, blah blah blah. And I was like, damn, she's pretty good at that. I can't believe she did that on her first try. That seems like that probably wouldn't happen that soon.
I mean, like, you're not wrong. I mean, I mean, that's just one example of you going, really, what the fuck? I don't know. I think for me, though, I was laughing at it, and I don't mean, like, I was laughing at it in a good way. I mean, I was just laughing at it, but I don't know. I wasn't angry leaving the theater. This is like one of those movies, like My Little Pony, recently, where I went in thinking, oh God, this is gonna blow, and I don't know. It was passable. If I saw this on like TNT, Saturday morning, something to pass the time before going to see a movie or something, I wouldn't hate on it. So I mean. Yeah, Scott, kind of just your final thought, like, before you get to your final thoughts, anything else you want to kind of throw out there? Or?
No, I think you pretty much covered most of it. I think what I was going to get to was, like, my biggest gripe ended up being was they create a real emotional scene towards the end between the brothers.
Yeah.
And like the reason that it works is because you're led to believe that Gerard Butler is not coming back.
And they negate it immediately.
And then they fucking escape on a satellite, and like then it's like, really, guys, that just means nothing now. And there's a callback to that, like in the very beginning when he talking to his daughter about promises and such, and you're like, okay, well, let's see how this ties back in here. Yeah, that was probably my biggest thing that definitely hit me. But I'm with you guys. It was one of those things where I wasn't angry when I left, but it was definitely not a good movie. And they didn't. It's almost like they didn't really know what they wanted it to be. And they just like were like, shit, it's been so long now. Let's just put something out. Like let's just do it. And that's what it felt like.
I mean, that's fair. I will say for me, getting to the end of this, I just thought that was stupid. There's no reason I'll ever watch this again. I couldn't agree with you more, Scott. I was actually at a C- for this for the longest time. Because when it got to the end, I went, oh wow, they're going to kill Gerard Butler. That's actually pretty ballsy. Good for you.
Yeah.
And then you're right. And then the way he escapes on the satellite, I went, you had something there that actually would have given you points for. If you would follow through on it, but the movie goes, nope, can't do that. Can't even.
They should have totally killed them. It would have been way better.
They honestly should have, because like they really, because that actually would have at least had like kind of a kind of a oh wow moment to it. But
yeah,
I agree.
Couldn't even be bothered to do that. So yeah, this is a D for me, because it's not low enough to get an F. I never was like that pissed off. But
D is pretty bad though.
This is yeah, but it's bad though. I mean, in the CG, and you're right, you get part of a geostorm.
Yeah.
You don't get an actual geostorm, which is what the movie's fucking title.
Yeah.
So
fair point.
It's bad. So yeah, D for me. Colin, no, Scott, your final thoughts and grades, sir.
Whoa, you caught me off guard there.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I feel like we had very similar feelings about this, but I didn't feel like it deserved in the D range, so I'm gonna give it a C-. I feel like it was just like poorly put together, and the cast wasn't like horrible. Nobody really stood out as like a really bad character per se. Except maybe Andy Garcia. He just felt way out of place. But yeah, I'll go C- on this guy. Colin?
Yeah. Man, I wanted so much more from this movie. I really did. I wanted like some big over-the-top action with some Gerard Butler like saving the day during it. My main gripe really going into the movie is I just was like, this is not the movie I was expecting to see. Like Gerard Butler was in space the whole time. He was helping solve the problem from the inside with his mind instead of like being on Earth and solving it with his like violence, which is always more fun. So that was a bummer. I thought the story like wasn't bad though. Like as it was going on, I was like the twists and turns were like at least a little bit interesting. It held my like I was like, okay, I'm interested in what happens, but like there's no storms. Like don't call yourself Geostorm and like tell me that like this thing is going to be about like dope storms. And I think Scott, I think you said it right. You were talking about how like maybe, obviously this is probably the worst time for this movie to ever come out. Like storms are very sensitive subject right now. Like Puerto Rico is still like not chill with storms at all, and like the Southeast America, United States is still struggling. Like Houston and the Gulf of Mexico has just been ravaged. So I get it. Like not the best time for Geostorm to probably come out. Like maybe this movie probably was like better at some time with better storms in it, when like it wouldn't have been such a sensitive time for this type of movie to come out, and it would really upset people, and I wouldn't want that movie to come out at that time either. But as this movie sits, as we see it now with what we got, I think it was just like a C. Like I was interested, but like it was such a disappointment. It's just a C for me.
Okay, all right, that's fair, and that's the thing. Like I don't even hate this movie enough to even argue with someone if they thought it was okay. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't even think it's
someone
okay.
like-
It's definitely below average. Like, I would say that.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't know. I just left the theater. I went, I went and got some weed and went and hit up a happy hour, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. I mean, this didn't anger me,
It did have the benefit of being watched on the same day as Tyler Perry presents Boo to A Medea Halloween.
Yeah, that really kind of offsets. The
Yeah, I
score.
mean, like Geostorm really gained some points. Like just being a movie other than that movie, like I mean, it really like bumped it up a lot.
I feel like we could have seen a lot of movies today,
Yeah.
or like in the proximity of seeing
Yep.
Butu, and like we would have been headed over here. Like if I saw My Little Pony like today, like I might have liked that movie.
Yeah, totally. Dude,
It's the Perry effect.
if I saw that like that Hitman movie, Hitman's Bodyguard, if I saw that one today after Medea, I would probably give it an A-. I don't even know.
Wow.
So I did
TP
see
effect.
Geostorm
Jeez.
Friday night, and then saw Medea. Well, the first time Saturday morning, second time Saturday afternoon. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's enough time between that and Geostorm. I mean, neither of them are good movies, at all. But
That's
They
what,
weren't-
like I'll agree with you on that one.
yeah,
Neither of them were good
I mean,
movies.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? But guys, let's know what you thought if you happened to see Geostorm, because some people I know saw it and went, "Why did I watch that?" And some of my friends had fun with it. So let us know what you thought though in the comments below. You can follow us here on SoundCloud at The Real Pineapple. You can follow us on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play at The Real Pineapple. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to us. You can follow us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. Like yours truly. You can follow me on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow Colin on Twitter.
The Real
at,
O'Neill.
and you can follow Scott on Twitter at.
Newman the First.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll have reviews up for Stranger Things Season 2. Oh, Scott. I'm so goddamn.
I finished season 1. I'm
Hey,
excited too, guys.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, you gotta finish season
No,
1.
I did. I finished it. It was dope.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did?
I want to know how the little bald girl comes back to life because she's totally dead.
Oh,
Whoa!
my God.
Whoa! What? Sorry, I'm just kidding. I was making a joke on how I said what the opposite of true was, or was I? Now you don't know. I didn't spoil anything. You don't know what I said.
That was my mind exploding.
we did do a full season 1 review, which you should go and listen to if you have not yet. Scott, we just love that show so much.
Yeah, I really like it.
I actually bought a new Stranger Things shirt just to wear on Saturday when I get off of work.
By the way, shout out to
I like it too,
Mindhunter. Like that shit is the bomb. I love it. Have you guys seen Mindhunter yet?
Nah.
No.
Nikki watched like the whole season already.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So is that what we're first reviewing, Scott?
Yep, we're about so stay tuned, all you sexy listeners. We're gonna review the shit out of this show.
Dude, I'll watch it.
Okay.
I'll binge watch it just for you,
You
Scott.
should. It's easy to.
All right, let's all do it for
It's
Scott,
like Hunter.
ladies and gentlemen.
Just like Hunter, he's easy
Damn.
to binge.
And Hunter
Goes down smooth.
and Scott will make the track have a picture of him laying on the couch shirtless.
Yep, that'll be on.
That'll be the treat.
Perfect. All the more reason to subscribe,
Yeah,
guys.
for the ladies.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace.